right about now, this is the segment that we call Time Na Now, the project by Hembadone. Yours truly. This project is called Time Na Now, and it is set for release on January 30th, 2026. It is my debut album. It is a project that is supported by the Copyright Society of Luxembourg, SACEM Luxembourg, and the Luxembourg Arts Council, Kultur LX. I am very grateful for the support, and I'm open for as much support as possible. So all of the corporate people do come through because we are going global. Right now, I am positioned as a Luxembourg artist, which I'm very proud to say all over the world. And we're about to share that message in this album, Time Na Now. The name of the album literally is Nigerian Pidgin English parlance for the time is now. So it came about because I had done so much work while I was doing music of much younger years of my life. I took a break and decided to go behind the scenes and learn about other things, corporate communications, radio and hosting and performance generally. I did a bit of musical theater as well, just to learn and develop on my craft. And at the end of it all, I thought it is now time to put out this album. And so I started out working on a couple of songs. I put out some singles, and this particular album had its own storyline, and it's been 5 years long, people. 5 years long. That is where I'm coming from with this album. I am particularly very proud of myself because I think I have stayed on it, which is the purpose of the album generally. The fact that the idea is time is something that we can make use of for our own benefit. You don't necessarily have to feel like it's lost. You don't necessarily have to feel like you've wasted it. You don't necessarily have to feel all the things that people feel because of time. Like when you feel like you're behind, or when you feel like there's so much more you could be doing. But if you review and you look at everything that you've done, you find out that you've come such a long way. And for me, this is a celebration of that time now. I have 10 songs on the album project. 10 very beautiful, very distinct sounds, and you do want to keep track of that. I'm so excited to share with everybody the message of the album Time Na Now, the project Time Na Now, is basically my story. I'm telling my story in different ways. I'm talking about many things. I start with gratitude, of course. I'm grateful for life. I'm grateful for the grace and the mercy of my source, and my source is God. I never deny that my life is buttressed by a lot of things that have to do with the Creator himself. And I'm very proud of that aspect of my life, my spirituality. I'm very proud of who I am, who I know I am in the Holy Spirit, who I know I am in God. My person, I'm able to talk to him, I'm able to communicate with him, I'm able to commune with him. And I've experienced the mercy and the grace of God in such amazing ways. So the album starts out with gratitude for all of that, gratitude for my source, gratitude for that direct delivery, gratitude for love. And then I talk about growth over the years, especially seeing as this has been a 5-year-long album, all that has happened the many years before that time, and even within the time frame that I was working on the album. I also talk about pushback. I talk about all of the, things people said to me, how they said it to me, the emotions that it evoked out of me. But at the same time, I talk about resilience, and I talk about focus. I talk about staying true to myself, staying true to what it is that I believe in, and forgetting about the naysayers, whatever it is that they're saying. how it does not have an impact in my life, except I want it to have an impact. And the only thing that has had an impact in my life is the fact that I have been focused. And then I talk about self-motivation. I talk about lifting myself out of the dust. I talk about things that should have held me down but didn't and couldn't, because I stayed true to all that I believed in and everything that I had worked for. And I put my mind to doing my work. And then I go straight into time now. Basically, the fact that it's all about legacy. The fact that it's all about doing what you feel like doing when you need to do it. Especially if you have life. That is all that you need. Your resource is you, and your source, if you know your source, I don't know, whatever your source is, if you can tap into that source, you will always have strength to focus on your time, which is now, literally. Not yesterday, not tomorrow, now. Because now is what you were working towards from yesterday, and now is what is going to determine what will happen in the future. So I talk about legacy. I talk about standing firm on what it is that you believe in, because that is what has guided me. And then finally, I give shout outs to everyone, to the good people, to the people that I think are bad, or to the people who did one or two things that helped in one way or another. But that is how I end the project. It is fantastic. Also, coming from the point of pushback and the fact that I hoped for so much support and I had so much expectations of the people that were around me at the time I started working on this album, and I didn't get that. So that's why Luxembourg is so special to me, because now I have the support of the corporate bodies that are in charge of culture here in Luxembourg, making me a Luxembourg artist. And I'm so proud of the work that I've put in, and I'm so glad that they have looked at it and they're satisfied with the progress that I've made, so much that they're willing to back it up. And I'm telling you, we are going places with this project, Time Now. So you do want to stay tuned to this segment, Time Now, the project by Hembadone. What I will be doing on this segment is maybe giving a reel of all of the things that I've already talked about. I'm going to be profiling some of the songs from the album, giving you sneak peeks into it. I'm also going to be profiling some guests. We're going to be talking about the concept of time, how it affects us as independent artists, where we want to go, how we consider time. So I'm going to be having interviews with DJs, with music colleagues, with producers and media. Anybody who's available. And then maybe you out there, if you're interested in sharing your concept of time with me, this will be the segment to do that.